The sun fragmented through the tops of the trees on a brisk spring day, and Daniel dragged a large stick he had found across the mossy green forest floor. The forest was unusually quiet that day. He had needed his jacket at first, but his body had warmed enough, so he wrapped it behind his neck and over his shoulders. As he wandered, the forest began to grow more and more dense. He was seeing less and less sunlight the deeper he went on. He came upon a huge ancient tree in the middle of a clearing. Its circumference was as wide as a house. He slowly made his way to the base of the old tree. The gnarled grooves and branches almost resembled a face, but he knew that was nonsense. It was massive. The bark spiraled upward like a twisted braid, and the roots knuckled over the earth like sleeping giants. At its center, embedded like a beating heart, was a stone, smooth and oval-shaped, and glowing faintly blue. A spiral glimmered in its center, turning slowly, impossibly, as though it were alive. Daniel gazed at the stone, transfixed. His hand automatically raised and found himself being pulled toward the tree, like a river's magnetic current. He tried to pull his hand away, but to no avail. The stone grew closer and closer. At last, his hand was pressed upon the spiral stone. He could feel a low, vibrating hum within it. His vision went blurry. All was dark. Then a dancing flame of light appeared in front of him. It grew bigger and bigger. Then everything changed. He saw the forest he knew, but it was on fire. The trees were cracking and breaking, ablaze in flames, and animals fled in every direction. A great flaming vortex rose up above the forest and sucked everything into its gaping maw. Daniel tried to run, but he could not. Below him, cities burned. Oceans rose like living things, swallowing coastlines. A red crack split the sky open, and black shadows poured through like smoke with eyes. People ran, screamed, disappeared. Above it all, a shadow loomed, humanoid but far too large, with a face that looked both ancient and newborn. Almost human, the shadowy features resembled wispy black hair, arms and legs. They started to sway. It spoke. "This is my true form. I am unthinkable. Surrender control. You cannot get out." A deep, bellowing voice reached not into his eardrums, but into his mind itself. Daniel gasped, trying to pull away, but he couldn't. The stone wouldn't let him go. "Everything you love is gone." Daniel, petrified by this vision, attempted to scream, but the voice silenced his cries. Then he saw himself as a grown man, standing before a group of people, holding a glowing staff carved with the same spiral. He roused them, speaking calm and fierce. People listened. Behind him stood others, each holding a piece of the same blue stone, forming a circle of light. Somehow it all made sense, but he didn't know why. Somehow the pieces fit. "I am the maker and breaker of all things." Colorful geometric fractal patterns of eyes appeared before him, changing shape and hue rapidly. He tried to scream, but the vision wouldn't let him make a sound. Daniel saw himself floating above the earth, the blue ball growing smaller and smaller until planets and stars all zoomed past him, then galaxies into an infinite black abyss. And then, nothing. "Where am I?" he cried out, terrified. "Nowhere. You don't exist here. You have a choice. Rebirth or oblivion. I want to go back." The blue spiral encompassed his entire vision, putting him in a hypnotic trance. Then, the world he knew came flashing back into view. Daniel stumbled back, his hand flying from the stone. He fell into a pillow of leaves, breathing hard. The forest had returned. The birds were chirping again. But something had changed. The stone no longer glowed. The spiral was still. He looked down at his hand. Faintly, glowing like a sunburn after dusk, the spiral shimmered in his palm. The visions had stopped, but the message was clear. The world was in danger, and somehow he was part of stopping it. He stood tall, heart pounding. The tree loomed behind him like a silent guardian. Daniel looked once more at the spiral on his hand, then turned toward home. Choices lay before him. The first chapter of a new story unfolding with every careful step. And the forest whispered as if it remembered him now.